Hey everybody, I'm sure you know it, but LA is on fire right now, and the good folks over at Conan want your help to help the LA firefighters. Right now, you can get this limited edition print over on the Conan website. It comes in sizes 8 by 12 up to 32 by 48. The price for it ranges from $15.90 up to $36.70, so it's still like in that affordable range, even if you get the largest one. 100% of the proceeds of this go to support the LA firefighters. I'll leave a link to this in the description below. Check it out. Hello everybody, Mac here. Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to be talking about some action figures. We're going to be talking about a line that is funding right now. We're going to be talking a line that just had some releases, and we're going to be talking about a line that is coming out much later that pre-orders are up for. The first thing we're going to talk about is a Kickstarter campaign that has gone live, and it has 16 days left. Yeah, they launched right after the holidays, which may not have been the best time frame to do it. But what we are talking about is the Cursed Dead Wave 1 on Kickstarter. Now, this is a line that if you have watched the show, won't surprise you that I'm into, because this is like modern interpretations on a lot of like classic horror monsters, not like universal horror monsters, but like folklore. Like we have vampires, we have the Flyman, we have the Krampus, or at least their take on the Krampus. We have Wendigo. We have a bunch that we're going to be taking a look at, and we got one that is really cool for Halloween that I really like. Now, this is being done by Toy DNA, and the two people that I believe are the driving force behind it very much have a action figure pedigree. One of them is Philip Ramirez. He was a sculptor for Toy Biz, Playmates, Jazzware, DC Collectibles, and Jakks Pacifica, just to name a few. And another one is Adam Wickler, who was the creative director at Gentle Giant Studios. So, oh, and we have Josh Falcone, who was a sound designer for Hasbro, Mattel, and Disney. Okay. But that is like the driving force behind this. So much like with American Ninja X, there is a really good pedigree behind this line. And what I like about it is, first of all, like I said, horror. Modern interpretation of horror. And these aren't like standard looking figures. Like take this guy, for example, the Drinker. This is basically their vampire figure. And it's their base figure, their army builder, if you will. Like, just look at like the gnarly buck, the gnarly body that you have for that. Now, it uses the same body for all of the figures. Really, only things like the hands are different, the head sculpts are different from figure to figure, the paint apps, and then when you get into the deluxe figures, there will be cloth goods to go along with them. So we have the Drinker right here for the vampire, which is one of the ones that I have in my pledge when I was backing it. I just really like the look of it. I like that dead eye that the vampire has, and just like those really like twisted, knotted muscles, and like how it kind of has like a fade to like a pale white when you get down into the hands. I really dig that. Also, you can see that like every figure comes with like one or two head sculpts for the main. Like the Drinker, I believe, comes with two head sculpts, one open mouth, one closed mouth. But then all of them come with like this skull head, this skeleton head to go along with them. So there's a little bit of versatility, so that like if you did want just like skeletons or skull creatures, pretty much any of them will be able to fill that niche. Then we also have the Djinn right here, which I dig. Once again, you can see that body, that buck, is basically the same as the Drinker, maybe even the same hands. They do come with multiple hands, by the way, like closed, open, and fists. So, like I said, 2 to 3 head sculpts and 3 sets of hands per figure for your base figures. And that Djinn, the paint job, I think looks great. I love that that inhuman, like gnarly, like lanky look that these figures have. The horns coming off of the Jinn are really cool. And then in addition to the Jinn, we have, this is the one that, this is the other one that I have in my pledge, Gordy right here. I think Gordy looks really cool. I love that really odd shaped pumpkin sculpt on it. Like, I may actually carve one of my jack-o'-lanterns like that, like for Halloween this year. I don't know. And then he has that green and brown buck to like really give it like this evil plant feeling look. I really dig that. Love that pumpkin head. And once again, it comes with your standard, with the skull head, the skeleton head, so that you can get a little bit more mileage out of it if you would want to. Then we have Hate and Rage, two demons right here. Now you can get them separately, but they also have a pledge tier where you can get these two, specifically these two as a 2-pack, which I think is really cool because when you have those two demons, I could see somebody wanting to get them. So I think the 2-pack is a good move on that one. And then those are it for the base figures. And then once we get through the base figures, we have the deluxe figures. And the first one we have is Dr. Crane right here, which at a 6-inch scale figure, that would be cool to put into like your TMNT line if you're a TMNT collector, because that is just like a twisted Baxter Stockman right there. And I really, really dig that look. Now, the deluxe figures, I believe, come with just the one head sculpt. I don't think they come with the skeleton head. I'm not 100% certain about that. But they come with like different accessories, and they come with the cloth goods capes, and you can see like the thing coming off the back of his arm, coming off the underside of his arm. Those pieces look like they all detach. So I really dig Dr. Crane right there. And then we have this one, Dr. Scanty, which is supposed to be like a human and a crab mix hybrid. That one is probably my least favorite of them. I don't really see the crab too much. I think they should have made him red. Like, the lab coat and the cloth goods look cool. The face sculpt looks cool, but like the whole thing together just doesn't really do it for me. And that one actually comes, if you look at this sketch drawing right here, it looks like it comes with like a 1950s era ray gun, which is actually kind of cool. It would fit that figure very well. So then the other one that we have is, and this one is the reason they said they launched it after the holidays, which is the Krankle, which is their take on the Krampus, where it's like this evil demonic Santa Claus. I do love the red cloth goods, like torn, tattered Santa robes for it. And he comes with a Santa mask that, if you check out the video on the Kickstarter, if you go to the Kickstarter and you check out the video, if you look at the Santa mask, it really looks like he just peeled off Santa's face and is just holding it up there in front of him. It's gnarly, it's creepy. I think it looks great. I'm real excited about that. And then the last one that we have for the deluxe figure, which is not one that I have on my pledge, but we'll probably pick up if this makes it in the backer kit, is the Wendigo right here. Because this, I just really like this. One, you have like this zombie head. Two, you have the skeleton head, and that being like this pallor gray buck really looks like that would do well for like a skeleton type creature. But then you also have like this weird animal antler rack head right there that I think looks really cool, would look great on the figure. I don't think they have any images yet of that head on the figure right now. If they do, I'll put it up right here. Otherwise, you're just going to keep looking at the same picture. So, and I like the primitiveness that it looks like it's just like a fur vest or like a fur like wrap, and it's just tied off with a piece of rope. I think that's really cool. I really dig the look of these figures. This is a wave 1. I would be curious to see what they would come up with wave 2. I would love to see their take on things like werewolves and the creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm just very excited about this. I want this one to fund. I want it to succeed. Right now, time of recording, where are we at? Time of recording, we are not even halfway there, unfortunately. We have 16 days to go, and we're about roughly, no, not even a halfway point. We're at about maybe a quarter of the way there, time of recording. But I will put a link to this in the description below if you want to check that out. Even if you don't plan on backing it, it might be worth checking out if you're a fan of like unique looking action figures, because there's really some unique stuff going on with this, more than the photos that I've put up right here. Now, the other thing we're going to talk about is, because I did say I was going to try to start doing more Transformers, is that there have been a lot of Transformers goodness happening in the past few days. First of all, we had like an entire wave all drop on the same day that we had Studio Series Jazz, which I think is probably the best looking one of them all, to be completely honest, of the new ones that came out. And he just has like that G1 look. Like, this is the Jazz when I was a kid collecting Transformers or buying Transformers. This is the Jazz I would have wanted, not so much the one that we ended up getting. I will put links to all of these in the description below as well. And then we have, let me see, what else did we get? I believe there was the Voyager class Transformers War for Cybertron Ironhide, the Gamer Edition. I don't know what Gamer Edition means, or if that just means it's based off of a video game. I did play, I played the War for Cybertron. I don't think I played the Fall of Cybertron, the second one. I need to get the second one because I did really like the first one, but I really liked Devastation. And speaking of Devastation, we do have the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Transformers Devastation Optimus Prime. No trailer, very bright colors, does have that bright look that the Optimus had in Devastation. That cel-shaded game had a blast with that one. We also have the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Transformers Dark of the Moon Wheeljack. This is probably my least favorite of the ones that came out. I wasn't a big fan of Wheeljack in the movie. I wasn't a big fan of how they portrayed him, how he looked, how he talked. I'm even less of a fan of this guy right here. There's not a whole lot of detail. There's not a whole lot of color to him. Kind of like a gray and blue. He's just there. So not one that I'm really, really into. We also had the Transformers Masterpiece Beast Wars Rat Trap come out. I never got into Beast Wars, like, at all, so I don't know how popular Rat Trap is. I know, or at least I believe, Rat Trap played a pretty important part in the series. I don't know if he's like a fan favorite or something, but I have to admit, the rat mode on him does look good. It looks organic, looks like an animal. I really like that. I think that's probably one of the best transformations of a Beast Wars figure that I've seen. Now, the end-all be-all, to me anyway, that came out was this guy. The Transformers Generation Select Age of the Primes Triptychon. I loved the cities. I know some people think it was ridiculous, but ever since I was a kid, I had Metroplex, I had Triptychon, I had Scorponok. I didn't get my hands on Fortress Maximus, unfortunately, but I had the flag. But Triptychon, I thought, looked really good, even when I was a kid. This one, like, lives up to the name. I feel like this one really is a masterpiece. The paint deco on it is fantastic. I love that light blue for the front ramp of the city coming down, and there's just some like really good airbrushing on this. And that one is a hefty chunk of change at $199, $200, but I really like the look of that. Things like that are one of the things that make me almost want to start collecting Transformers, but then I think I have enough, I don't need that. Now those were like general issue releases. There was an Amazon exclusive that came out. It is a 2-pack, it is $50, it is Transformers Age of the Primes Wreck and Doom Collection Top Spin versus Spinster. And I have no knowledge of Age of the Primes. I had no idea Top Spin was a main character. The last time I had Top Spin or knew anything about Top Spin was G1, and he was one of those Transformers that you pulled back and let go, and he rolled forward on, like, a spring-loaded mechanism. The wheels spun, and then when he got to a certain point, his legs flipped over and he sort of stood up and transformed on his own. His transformation was just like his legs folding in half, and then they popped out and he stood up on his own. It was a very simple gimmick, but it kept me amused as a kid. I would always pull out Top Spin, and I forget who the other one was with the two drill bits. But to see Top Spin in a proper Transformer like this, I kind of dig that. Because I always did like Top Spin, even though he was a very basic figure. And like his alt mode, I think, is a really, really good modern version of that simple piece that I had when I was a kid. Like, as soon as I looked at it, I can still identify that as the figure that I had when I was a kid. Just the paint deco is different, and it's all enclosed now instead of being something that like people just sat on top of him. Now, there is one other thing that I want to talk about with Transformers, and I forgot to pull it up, but give me a moment and let me look for something. Okay, I found what I'm looking for, and it is this. This is the New Age S01EX Romulus Megatron. It is $106.99. I found it on Show Z Store. I will leave a link to this in the description below as well. And to me, this is the Megatron I wanted as a kid. It looks like Megatron from the cartoon. It transforms into a pistol like the original G1 Megatron does. He comes with his energy mace. He comes with a big metal sword. He has 2 faceplates, one that is accurate to the original toy that we had in the 80s, and one that is screen accurate to the cartoon. And he just looks awesome. It looks like there's a lot of die-cast metal involved there. The thing that put me onto this was I also saw a review video of this already. I believe this is actually a pre-order right now. I'm not entirely certain on that. Because like when you look at the thumbnail, it says coming soon. Or when you look at the title, it says coming soon, but then you can add it to the cart. So I'm pretty sure it's a pre-order. But $106.99, $107, which for as much die-cast metal as it is, I don't think that is a bad deal at all. I'm trying to find... okay, and it is 6.69 inches tall. So like a little over 6.5 inches tall for that, which isn't bad. Like I said, all that metal right there. But I will leave a link to this in the description below as well. I will also leave a link to the video review that I saw of it if you want to check that out as well. So that is everything for our Transformers section of the show. Now I want to talk about, saving for last, something that came out last month, actually, but I didn't have a chance to talk about it, and that is the reveal of the Fresh Monkey Fictions Soldiers of Fortune line. Look, we saw the original, not the original, but we saw the first one come out for the Big Bad Toy Store 25th anniversary, and that was the red and black right here, the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, even though they're all technically Big Bad Toy Store exclusives. And we kind of figured this was going to be the general look for the line. And boy howdy, were we right. Because in addition to this one, there is also one that is in another black and red that is a camo pattern, one that is yellow, and one that is just black camo. And all of them are basically the same. You get the same head sculpts, you get the same weapons, you get the same I believe there is a helmeted head that you get with them as well. Like, I don't even think the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive one has anything different than what the rest of them come with. So, like, this is everything that comes, just as an example, this is everything that comes with the Close Combat Operative. That is the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. And then let's just take a look at the yellow one. And this is everything that comes with the Close Operative in yellow. So really all you're getting is different colors, which is fine. That's fine, because like I'm sure there are a lot of people that are like, oh, I would love to use a bunch of yellow ones like this as like maybe some aim grunts, or I would love to use a bunch of the black ones just for like generic commandos or something like that. So I get that. I understand that. I think to add a little bit of difference to them, well, they're probably saving on packaging too, but I don't know. I think like different weapon loadouts would have been cool as well. Now you can also see there's a lot of reuse on here from other Fresh Monkey Fiction lines, like that masked head, I believe comes right out of Operation Monster Force. Same thing with like the standard helmet that he has. The weapons, man, you could pick any of the lines that Fresh Monkey Fiction has been promoting, and you could probably get those weapons in any of those standard lines. Now, in addition to those three, four if we're counting the Big Bad Toy Store Anniversary, we have this guy, which is the, it's just called the Agent, the Spy, Black Tuxedo. And this is cool. There's always a reason to have a character like this. Like, I could even see some people using this. I actually thought about like getting two of these and maybe putting Tomax and Zaymot's heads on them, and this is like the Crimson Twins when they're out for a night on the town, or they're out at like, you know, some high profile party. So you get the briefcase, you get the hands playing cards, which I think is fantastic. You get a light skin tone head and hand set, you get a dark skin tone head and hand set. The only thing I can't identify, and if somebody else can, please tell me, but the head with the eye patch. Because when I first saw the head with the eye patch, I thought it was like an homage to Falcon 1. But then I thought there's no mustache and the eye patch is on the wrong side. But I know I've seen that face before with that eye patch before. I just can't place it. If anybody knows, let me know. And then we also have, and this one is kind of cool. This is just the Saboteur. And I could see somebody army building some of these, using them as just like a generic terrorist group for like maybe G.I. Joe or something. And if it's anything like I think it's going to be, like you could take off those masked heads, put on any number of head sculpts from like Fresh Monkey Fiction, probably including that last one that we saw with the eye patch on it. My only issue with this is it has the RPG, which is cool. Dynamite baseball bat, sure. But the shotgun, I was really hoping that they would do something like an AK with this one. Like, to me, that makes more sense. The AK-47 or at least the M16, because we see that with a bunch of Fresh Monkey Fiction figures as well. I do like the overall look, the balaclava, just the coat, the gear, the gloved hands. Like, there's a lot of potential for something like that. There's a lot of use for something like that. I just wish the weapon loadout was a little different. And then the one that I think everybody is excited about for one very specific reason, and that is this guy, the Agent, the Enemy. Blue suit, weapons, blast effects, and that masked head. The only thing I need to figure out is, does the blue match the Cobra Commander from the classified line, or does the blue match the retro card version of Cobra Commander, in which case it would probably match Regal Cobra Commander as well. All you need are some water slide decals to put the Cobra logo on the head, and I think all of us that collect G.I. Joe are going to end up getting this one. I do wish the head sculpt was a little different, though. There's one of two things that I wish they would have done with the face sculpt on this figure. One, make it blonde, because then if you got these, we could use those as like the Fred heads for the Crimson Guards. Or two, give him like this ridiculous, like almost handlebar mustache, because that's what the commander looks like in a Real American Hero. Forget Once a Man, but in a Real American Hero, when Commander takes his mask off, that's what he looks like. He has the glasses, he wears sunglasses, and he has like this handlebar mustache that may or may not be fake. So I would have really liked to have seen like either the Fred heads or the Commander head, but I'm probably going to get at least one of these. I mean, heck, in that blue suit, you could even use that for Tomax and Xamot, but I think I'll probably end up going with the tuxedo. Hey everybody, this is a bit of an insert right here. I almost forgot to talk about this one thing, so I'm sorry if the lighting is a little bit different. But there is an all-in bundle for the Soldiers of Fortune. It is $227.99. You get all of the figures except the 25th anniversary figure. That one is still an individual one that you'd have to buy on your own, but you get red with black camo, you get yellow, you get black camo jumpsuit, you get the two agents, suit and tuxedo, and you get the Saboteur. Now, $227.99 is the cost it would be if you bought all of them individually, but if you get them as part of this bundle, you also get this guy right here, the Jaguar Brigade Specialist. And that's the only way to get this figure, is to get the all-in. And it's kind of disappointing, because to be completely honest, this is the one that I find the most interesting. So if you wanted to army build this guy, you have to pretty much army build everything. You can't just buy him individually. I'm going to be very interested to see if later down the line he doesn't become available on his own at some point. But right now, this is the only way you can get him. Obviously, he has different paint deco. Obviously, he has a little bit of a different sculpt, like around the boots. You can see he comes with different gear, including like an underarm harness or underarm holster for his pistols. He comes with gold-plated weapons and an RPG. A little bit more kibble than the other standard ones go for. And he has two hooded head sculpts, one with a Jaguar print, one with just like crimson or a red print. I would have really preferred if they would have given him one of the helmeted heads that the other infiltration specialists have, and then like have like that helmeted that helmet with like the Jaguar print on it. I think that would have been really cool, rather than just two Balaclava heads. But unfortunately, that's what we got. And also, unfortunately, you can only get them as part of the bundle. The Soldier of Fortune figures are $37.99 each, $38. The oh, I forgot to tell you the price on the Cursed Dead. I believe those are, let me check, I forget what that was. Yeah, so each figure for the Cursed Dead is $40 even on Kickstarter. So $38 and $40 for the Cursed Dead. The Transformers have prices ranging all over the place depending on what size. The only one that I really mentioned was the higher priced ones like Trypticon and that Romulus Megatron that I think is really cool. I know this one is kind of short. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm rushing. I'm actually recording this on my lunch break because I'm not going to have time to record this after work today. But I wanted to get this out just because I feel like I haven't really been engaging a lot and doing a lot since the holidays, and I'm trying to make up for lost time. I miss doing this. So check out the Kickstarter. Maybe back it if the spirit so moves you, because I do think that is really cool. It's very unique, and I think unique figures are always a plus. Also, remember the intro part of this video. Check out Conan, check out the print, help the firefighters if you can. Happy New Year, everyone. The holidays are over, and it's great to have you all back. To celebrate the new year, go ahead and leave a like on the video. And while you're at it, you might as well subscribe if you haven't already. If you're a returning subscriber, I would like to thank you for coming back and joining me for 2025. If you would like to help this community of collectors grow, you can do so by joining the Steel Core. You can do that by becoming a channel member or a Coffee Page subscriber. Either one gets you access to members-only videos, the Discord, and eventually members-only live streams, all for $1 a month. You can join by clicking on the button below this video or by clicking the link to my Ko-fi page in the description below. It's a new year and new things are coming to the channel. So play well, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.